Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Dumanjug 1 Oplan Balik Eskwela and Brigada Eskwela 2020 Joint Virtual Kick-Off.
Bayanihan, pagtutulungan, walang kupas na kaugalian.
Mga kababayan, ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas.
Kayang magiliw, helas ng silanganan, alam ng puso, sa titik mo'y buhay. Lupang hinirang, kuyak ka ng magiting, sa manlulupin, di ka pasisingil, sa nagatang tutok sa simoy at sa langit mong pagaw, ay hinatang tulad, awit sa pagkayang minamahal, ang isang ng matawad mo'y tagumpay na nagtitindig, ang ituwi
napusurang lalawigan sa Kabisayan. Sa kaalam, padunahan, sa among gugma ug dumog, kanunay halaran. Sugpo ng binunyagan sa Kristohanong tinuhuan, di panalipdan kanunay ni Senyor Santo Niño. Makasaysayanon, maapit-apikon, madanihon ng angay kagayod nga ipasigar ko. Subok pinangga sa klima ug panahon, kalinaw kauswagan, palungtaron, palambuon, bisan asa mudangat sa among pagpaningkamot. Ikaw amo kanunay nga handumon. Ikaw amo kanunay nga handumon. Puso
to our dynamic and very supportive Mayor of the Municipality of Dumanjug, Honorable Efren Gontrano Gungun Hika, the highly respected Division Brigada Coordinator of DepEd Cebu Province, Mr. Shani Arreglo Golfan, to the ever-active Public Schools District Supervisor of Dumanjug 1, Mr. Eduardo T. Lasala, the District Brigada Eskwela Coordinator, Mrs. Lesenia A. Formento, to all Dumanjug 1 school administrators, volunteers, stakeholders, the teaching and non-teaching personnel, our parents, and learners. A pleasant day to all of us. During this time of uncertainty, fear, and unsecured future, everyone is holding on to the smallest grain of hope that is left in each one of us. Back then, we were only concerned on how we finish our everyday tasks without even worrying of us getting sick because of this virus. We were not yet prohibited of hugging or shaking someone's hand, but now, even the slightest contact can put our life at risk. Social media is becoming our only way to stay connected with everyone, since we're not allowed to have any physical. Birthday parties, reunions, vacations, and even graduations and board examinations were canceled due to this virus, which infected millions of people around the world. Everything happened so fast. Everyone's affected. But in this dark situation that the world is facing, we all know that we can still see a small spark of hope in each one of us, and that ignites the flame of healing and survival. Stories of inspiration and hope are circulating around social media. Different stories, different faces, but all showing one thing: hope amidst challenges. We may not be certain of what tomorrow brings, but one thing is for sure, that if we work and help one another, we can win the fight. While the health officials and our government are currently taking steps and doing their best in slowing down the outbreak, the Department of Education aims to respond and provide quality education for all during these difficult times. The DepEd family works together to continue providing quality education for all, even in this time of. Annually, the Department of Education, together with its stakeholders, launches Brigada Eskwela program to ensure the readiness of the school in every opening of a school year. However, This year's Brigada Eskwela will deviate from its traditional concept of physical cleaning, painting, repainting, and doing classroom repairs. Oplan Balik Eskwela and Brigada Eskwela in the new normal will instead prioritize preparations and strengthening partnership engagement. Stakeholders can support the program by donating thermal scanners, hand sanitizing and or materials, and printing of COVID-19 sanitation or proper hand washing hygiene information materials to aid Oplan Balik Eskwela and Brigada Eskwela in introducing protection and health protocols to our learners, including the teaching and non-teaching personnel. Oplan Balik Eskwela and the Brigada Eskwela programs are set to help the Department of Education achieve its goal to continue providing quality education despite the challenges posed by COVID-19, highlighting the bayanihan spirit for the welfare and safety of the learners and teachers, as emphasized in this year's theme, Pagpapanatili ng Bayanihan tungo sa kalidad na edukasyon para sa kabataan. To welcome us in this Oplan Balik Eskwela and Brigada Eskwela 2020 joint virtual kickoff, let us all welcome the District Brigada Eskwela Coordinator of the District of Dumanjug 1, Mrs. Lasenia A. Fermento.
Alone, we can do so little. Together, we can do so much. To our very supportive fatherly district supervisor, Mr. Eduardo T. Lasala, our active and eligible administrators of Dumanjug 1, teachers, parents, and friends, good day. This year is indeed a very challenging one to open the Brigada Eskwela and Oplan Balik Eskwela, for we are all facing and fighting an unseen ruthless enemy. But we in the Department of Education still and will always aim to provide quality education for our Filipino learners. Bata ang sentro sa panerbisyo. Despite of this pandemic, we work and find ways for the education of our children and for the progress of our country as well. According to our DepEd Secretary Leonor Magtulis Briones, education must continue. That's why people in the higher ups find ways so that our school children will continue learning. Together we work as one. And we can do this if we strengthen our faith to God, never lose hope, and let us tighten the spirit of volunteerism and teamwork. Department of Education set to promote bayanihan amidst COVID-19 situation. Brigada Eskwela in the new normal will not be the traditional physical cleaning, painting, repainting, and doing minor repairs in school. Instead, prioritize preparations, fortify and toughen partnership engagement so that quality basic education will continue despite the challenges, harm, and damages posed by COVID-19. In this new normal life, let us all play our roles worth meaningful and helpful, not only for our community, but for the whole Philippines as well. Let's help our nation in fighting this virus through bayanihan. This virtual kick-off and Brigada Eskwela and Oplan Balik Eskwela exhibits staying at home, encourages everyone to wear face masks, face shields every time you have or need to go out. Observe proper hygiene, use disinfectants, eat healthy diet, have enough sleep, and avoid in crowded places. By doing these simple ways, bring a very big help and impact in flattening the curve. Together we can do this. We fight as one, we heal as one. This is Licenia A. Formento, the District Brigada Eskwela Coordinator of Dumanjug 1, heartily welcome you all in this joint virtual kick-off of Brigada Eskwela and Oplan Balik Eskwela. Thank you and have a nice day.
Thank you so much for that very welcoming message, Mrs. Fermento, the District Brigada Eskwela Coordinator of the District of Dumanjug 1. At this point in time, let us have a song presentation that will surely give us strength, hope, and determination. Ladies and gentlemen, let us give it up for GN Manaba.
We are the children of yesterday's dream. We are the promise of the future we bring. Waving the banner of love to all, to every nation, the rich and the poor. We are the world of the restless and young, and we need a hand to guide us, helping each other, build each other, as long as we're together, you and me. For together we stand, divided we fall, together we climb to the top of the world. We can be what we want, for the world to see that we are the children of yesterday's dream. We have the yearning to do what is best, be someone special of all of the rest. Nation and brothers and unity, building tomorrow for you and for me. We are the world of the restless and young, and we need a hand to guide us, helping each other, build each other, as long as we're together, you and me. For together we stand, divided we fall, together we climb to the top of the world. We can be what we want, for the world to see that we are the children of yesterday's dream. Together we stand, divided we fall, together we climb to the top of the world. We can be what we want, for the world to see that we are the children of yesterday's dream. We are the children of yesterday's dream.
Wow. Thank you, GN, for sharing your talent and for inspiring us and for giving us hope. Now, let us have the presentation of the joint Brigada Eskwela and Oplan Balik Eskwela implementation under the new normal with the school principal of the Dumanjug Central School, ladies and gentlemen, Mrs. Ida B. Guarin.
To our district supervisor, Mr. Eduardo T. Lasala, fellow administrators, our different stakeholders, pleasant morning to each and everyone. Together, we will implement Brigada Eskwela and Oplan Balik Eskwela 2020. Today's Brigada Eskwela will deviate from the traditional concept of physical cleaning or repairs, instead prioritize strengthening partnership and engagement to ensure that quality basic education will continue despite the challenges posed by COVID-19. And our stakeholders can fully support by donating thermal scanners, hand sanitizers, and other hygiene materials to aid Brigada Eskwela and Oplan Balik Eskwela in introducing protection to our learners and teachers. With that, ladies and gentlemen, I am happy and gratified to present the team in the implementation of Brigada Eskwela and Oplan Balik Eskwela of Dumanjug District 1 for school year 2020-2021. Starting with the elementary level. From Kugun and Cabalasnan Elementary School, Mr. Eduardo N. Dacalos, Principal 1. Kutkuton and Lawan Elementary School, Mrs. Jonna P. Alberca, Principal 1. Tapun Elementary School, Mrs. Maribeth A. Bacaltas, Principal 1. Calabuon Elementary School, Mr. Yolando B. Umage, Principal 1. Bulyugan Elementary School, Mr. Jessico G. Alpuerto, Head Teacher 3. Kang Actol Elementary School, Miss Soledad T. Bukikosa, Head Teacher 3. Cantangcas Elementary School, Mr. Neil Q. Gonzalez, Head Teacher 2. Pakulob Elementary School, Mr. Anthony Genji Yap, Head Teacher 3. Cambuang Elementary School, Mrs. Panfila M. Iscomo, Head Teacher 3. And Dumanjug Central School, Ida B. Guarin, Principal 1. From the secondary level, Dumanjug National High School, Exami Grace E. Cabunelas, Principal 1. Kugod National High School, Mr. Ricardo R. Ferrer, Principal 1. Hipolito Bukikosa Memorial National High School, Mrs. Deborah Bukikosa, Head Teacher 3. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Ida B. Guarin, for the very comprehensive presentation of this joint Brigada Eskwela and Oplan Balik Eskwela implementation under the new normal. Friends, let us hear another message of inspiration coming from the Public Schools District Supervisor of the Dumanjug 1, none other than Mr. Eduardo T. Lasala.
Amidst the pandemic situation in our country, given in particular the municipality of Dumanjug, I would like to express my warmest greetings to each and everyone a happy morning. The Brigada Eskwela with the theme Pagpapanatili ng Bayanihan tungo sa kalidad na edukasyon para sa kabataan really fits in our uncertain present situation. The Department of Education gave its marching order to teachers for an enrollment campaign for school year 2020-2021, even if the pandemic is not flattening at all. The teachers are living in two worlds, the fear of the disease and the obedience of fulfilling their duties as teachers, bearing in mind the words to ponder by the Secretary that we have to continue the education of our children and not to succumb to fear brought by COVID-19. In this manner, the hesitant teachers follow, but with a question how they are going to face the school children when classes begin. Brilliant minds in the Department of Education Central Office, headed by our Department Secretary Leonor M. Briones, met and pooled their knowledge and came up with the different teaching modalities like online learning, modular, radio and TV, face-to-face, and blended learning. School heads and teachers are attending different webinars conducted by the region and division offices in preparation for the opening of classes on August 24, 2020. Dr. Marilyn Liz Andales, the Superintendent of Cebu Province Division, and the 3 active ESDS are working hand in hand to ensure that the people on the field are doing things rightly as expected from them. The teachers are assigned to make learners' home tasks to be utilized by school children and learning modules as guide for assigned parent-teacher. We cannot deny that this is the new normal of our daily living. We hear this statement being spoken every day, reminding us the threat of COVID-19. This is also the atmosphere in the department. Pupil to teacher or face-to-face is not allowed by the President of the Philippines, but parents have the option on what modality suited for their child. They can adapt the online, TV and radio, and modular classes. The Department of Education, in coordination with the DILG, made some directives for the LGU to support the opening of classes even of its limited resources. We know that this is not enough, and we have to think for an alternative to get funds. The Brigada Eskwela has proven its worth for the past years, but this time, it will be tested for the new normal in school setting. The usual structural donations will be replaced by materials to prevent COVID-19, such as sanitary alcohol, face mask, face shield, foot bath, plastic covers, thermal scanners, and disinfectant. The Brigada Eskwela can extend their help to the schooling of pupils and students by providing modem and online connectivity. And secondly, a duplicating machine for modular learning. This is a challenge for the school head and the focal person to look for a donor. This is not an easy task, but if we will be working together, this might be possible. There are people in the community who are just waiting to be approached and solicited. Start now, then little by little, we can accumulate those things. We will not tire. We will not rest nor surrender to this invisible enemy. Instead, we must be prepared, boost our energy, and face this pandemic with care and prevention to our school children, for us, and to our family. God bless us all. Stay safe, everyone, and again, good day.
Thank you so much, Mr. Lasala, for the words of hope and inspiration. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we're truly elated and privileged to have him with us as he's about to deliver an inspirational message. The very supportive mayor of the municipality of Dumanjug, the father of Dumanjoganons, Honorable Efren Guntrano Gungun Hika.
Maayong buntag natong tanan sa akong mga kaigsunan ug mga pinangga nakong Dumanjoganon. Panahon na sa Brigada Eskwela. Pero diri pareha sa ato ang naandan nga kita moadto sa eskwelahan mutabang og panglimpyo sa atong different campuses. Karon giawhag ta mo. Naghangyo ako sa inyong kinasingkasing nga tabang para sa atong mga estudyante o para sa atong mga eskwelahan. Gidawat nato bisan unsang mga hinabang gikan nin bisan kinsa, gikan sa face mask, alcohol ug unsa pang mga kinahanglan nato para malikayan ang pag-spread ni ining COVID-19. Usbon nako kining panahon sa COVID. Kitang tanan bag-o pa kini kanato. Permiro pa kini nato nga nasugatan ang kining maong problema. Kitang tanan rookie ni ini. Mao na mohangyo ko sa inyuhang pagsabot, inyuhang pasensya sa ato ang gobyerno, sa inyuhang mga magtutudlo, mga teachers, ug nihangyo ko sa inyong kinasingkasing nga pagtabang sa atong mga estudyante. Na kinahanglan ang lungsod ug ang atong mga kabatanunan sa inyong suporta sa pagtabang. Usbon nako mudawat ug bisan unsa nga donasyon. Maayong buntag. Daghang salamat.
Thank you so much for the words of inspiration and for always supporting us, Mayor Gungun Hika. At this point in time, let us have the presentation of the 2020 Brigada Eskwela promotional video.
Magbayanihan na, magbayanihan na, bayanihan, pagtutulungan, Walang kupas na kaugalian, tatag at tibay sinasabuhay, galak sa puso ay walang kapantay. Panahon na naman ang brigada, pabigisin lakas at diwa. Tara na brigada na, brigada, eskwela, magkaisa sama-sama. Brigada, eskwela, salin na buong barkada. Brigada, eskwela, kilos na, pagbayanihan na. Ikaw ako, tayong lahat, hawak kamay, sabay-sabay, kapit-bisig, buong bayan. Tara na, kumilos na. Tulong-tulong sa pagsulong, hatid na kalidad sa edukasyon. Sa kabataan, saya at dunong, buong madla sabay na aahon.
A learning continuity plan was constructed by the Department of Education to ensure that students' learning progresses even in the light of COVID-19. LCP, or the Learning Continuity Plan, overcomes problems or obstacles brought to us by COVID-19 through innovative means of teaching and learning, keeping our learners on track. With today's COVID-19 pandemic, the biggest problem that must be overcome is the need for social distancing, thus making face-to-face classes not an option. The safety of the learners and teachers are also considered in this plan. And, ladies and gentlemen, to present the Contextual District Learning Continuity Plan, let us all welcome the school principal of Tapun Elementary School, Mrs. Maribeth A. Bacaltos.
Education should be our top priority, despite of the present condition that we have. The Department of Education is inspired with Secretary Leonor M. Briones' pronouncement that education must continue. The Basic Education Learning Continuity Plan translates the commitment of the Department of Education to ensure educational continuity amid the crisis, but the health and safety of the learners are of utmost importance and must be protected at all times. I know we have this question in our minds, like, what learning modality is best for our learners in this new normal scenario so that learning would continue? Responding to this urgent call, the District of Dumanjug 1 vows to implement the DepEd LCP and the deployment of the different alternative delivery modalities within the context of the learners. The different learning delivery modalities are the following. First, we have the distance learning, which includes the online learning and the offline learning. The online instruction is using the electronic learning, while the offline instruction uses the printed modular instruction and the TV or radio-based instruction. We also have this face-to-face learning, which is very impossible to happen this time. Another LDM is the blended learning, which is a combination of the distance learning and the face-to-face learning. The fourth LDM is the homeschooling program. Now, based on the result of the survey, the most appropriate learning delivery modality for our learners is the distance learning for this school year 2020-2021, which starts on August 24, 2020. The success of this endeavor greatly depends on family and community's support. we need also to prepare, aside from preparing our schools, learners, administrators, teaching and non-teaching personnel, we need to prepare our parents and guardians who are our partners in the educational process. Our current situation makes learning difficult, but regardless of that, we are committed to deliver quality basic education services even in this pandemic. Daghang salamat, maayong adlaw, magpabilin nga himsog o sulong idokalidad. Thank you.
At this juncture, let us all lend our ears to the school principal of Kugun Elementary School as he's about to deliver a statement of commitment to action. Ladies and gentlemen, let us all welcome Mr. Eduardo N. Dacalas.
To our public school district supervisor, Mr. Eduardo T. Lasala, my fellow school administrators, teachers, and co-internal stakeholders, LGU officials, school partners, and external stakeholders, good day. We, the internal stakeholders of DepEd Dumanhog District 1, commit ourselves to fervently support the National Schools Maintenance Week, also known as Brigada Eskwela, because it is the time that we can prepare our school for the coming school year. It is also part of the external stakeholders to show social and community involvement. We also pledge to support the programs, projects, and activities as it strives to open wider horizon for the achievement of quality education. We see this cause as an opportunity to our external stakeholders to become strong and dynamic partners for a better today and brighter tomorrow. Along with this intent of pouring our commitment, we pledge to extend our time, effort, and resources in helping our schools to be at their best to provide quality education for the future of our school children. We are one in transpiring the dreams of every Dumanhuganon learners into action. May God bless us all. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Eduardo N. Dacalas, the school principal of Kugun Elementary School. Before we'll put this virtual kickoff to an end, let us all listen to the closing remarks coming from the school principal of the Dumanhog National High School. Ladies and gentlemen, Mrs. Exame Grace E. Cabonilas.
To our Municipal Mayor, Honorable Gontrano Hica, to our Schools Division Superintendent, Dr. Marilyn S. Andales, to our 3 ASDSS, Dr. Esther Futalan, Dr. Leia Apau, and Dr. Carteza Perico, to our Public School District Supervisor of Dumanhog 1, Mr. Eduardo T. Lasala, to all the school heads, teachers, parents, partners, volunteers, students, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Closing this Brigada Eskwela kick-off program marks the beginning of a whole year-round undertaking that guarantees learners' environment conducive to learning. Brigada Eskwela is not just a tool for improving our schools' facilities, but it is also a catalyst in achieving higher learning outcomes that we desire for our school. Amidst this pandemic, we, as the frontliners in education, are trying our very best to implement the school's learning continuity plan entrusted to us by our department. Through Brigada Eskwela, our school are making ready for the opening of classes for the coming school year. Thus, we would like to extend our heartfelt gratitude to those who, in one way or another, have contributed for the realization of our Brigada Eskwela activities. And we are still inviting and accepting more volunteers, more partners in preparing up our schools for the opening of classes. So thank you very much. God bless, keep safe, and stay healthy, everyone.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Exami Grace Cabonilas, for your eloquent message. To all who are listening and watching this joint Oplan Balik Eskwela and Brigada Eskwela virtual kickoff of the District of Dumanhog 1, we thank you so much. Before we'll finally close this virtual kickoff, I'd like to share Mahatma Gandhi's inspirational quote that goes like, "The best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others." This has been your host for this joint Oplan Balik Eskwela and Brigada Eskwela virtual kickoff. This is Archie Ugbamin, together with the DepEd family saying, "Tara na! Magbrigada na ta!"
Bayanihan, pagtutulungan, walang kupas na kaugalian. Natagatibay, sinasabuhay, galak sa puso ay walang kapantay.